Physical silver doesn't behave like most financial assets, not just in price, but in how you interact with it. You can't click a button to trade it, you can't move it instantly, and once you own it, it doesn't really care what the market's doing that day. And that difference isn't a bug, it's the point. But if you're unclear about the trade-off you made, owning physical silver can end up frustrating you instead of helping you. When you see physical silver as something meant to live outside of trading apps and markets, owning metals starts to make a lot more sense. This isn't about whether silver is a good investment or where prices go next. It's about understanding what you actually bought and what you didn't. Because physical silver is meant to handle a small set of problems very well, and it's intentionally inefficient at solving others. If you don't expect that going in, that friction feels confusing. But if you do, that friction starts to feel intentional. When people talk about silver, they usually focus on the benefits. But benefits are personal. Trade-offs are facts. And every physical asset makes you choose your priorities. So it's not about whether silver is good or bad. It's about what you're getting and what you're giving up by choosing it. One of the first things that people notice about physical silver is the friction. You can't casually rebalance it in your portfolio. It doesn't pay interest, doesn't compound. And that's not an accident. Physical silver is inefficient by design. But what you give up in speed and efficiency, you gain in control and independence. When you hold physical metal, you own it outright. There's no counterparty risk and no middleman. If speed and efficiency matter most to you, there are tools that do that much better. If your goals are control and independence, well then friction is just part of the cost. Physical silver is tangible. You can hold it, store it, verify it. The trade-off is liquidity. It doesn't respond like a ticker does because it's not constantly reminding you what the market thinks. And that disconnect can feel strange at first because you can't immediately respond by buying and selling those price swings. But physical silver was never designed to be traded. It's designed to just sit there. And as you get more comfortable with that, the price noise starts to matter a lot less. One of the more subtle trade-offs shows up over time, and that's peace of mind versus volatility. Physical silver doesn't give you peace of mind because price is stable. It gives you peace of mind despite price volatility. But that only works if you're not expecting it to behave like something designed for trading. Once silver's in the spotlight, fast moves and pullbacks become more normal and less exceptional. The difference is how those moves register in our mind. If we understand the design, volatility feels expected. If we don't, it feels like something's wrong. A lot of how physical silver feels to own comes down to why you bought it. If you expect it to act like a growth asset or a trading vehicle, it can feel slow and unresponsive. But if you expect it to behave like something meant to sit outside of financial systems, then that friction stops feeling like a mistake and starts feeling like the point. Same asset, completely different experience. Physical silver is just one way that people choose to get exposure to the metal. Other tools exist for other goals. Tools that are more liquid, more leveraged, or more active by design. Understanding physical silver first makes these differences easier to see. Not any better or worse, just different. If physical silver feels inefficient at times, it doesn't mean anything's broken. It means it was never intended to behave like a market product. And when that clicks, friction feels intentional, volatility feels expected, and owning physical silver feels a lot calmer. And that's the trade-off. And whether it's worth it to you depends on what you're actually trying to solve by owning it in the first place. Thanks for watching.